Welcome back to the channel. I'm Nick, aka Dad, and we just did a video probably about less than a week ago about the Badlands 3-ton jack from Harbor Freight, and wanted to go over how you assemble it. So we showed you the unboxing and what you get, but let's go over how to assemble it right now. Yeah, it's really not that hard to assemble. The little wrench that they give you, it's nice and all, but just using a ratchet and a socket is so much easier. But I thought, since we just showed you how to assemble it, I'd go over a little bit more in detail on some of the features of this jack that we didn't hit in the previous video. It was more of just the facts about it and let you make your own decision on it. But now that I've used it a few times in that the past week or so, go over some of the features on it, some of the things we didn't go over in the video, just a little bit more in depth. Still might be something you're interested in. So let's get started. All right, so one thing on the back here is this little thumb screw here. This is actually the retainer for the handle itself, so you're going to want to screw that in. That is one thing I didn't get into on the video, but again, when we talked about these things, a lot of these stainless steel parts, these are really well made, at least they feel like it to me. This piece here too is another thing I didn't go over in the video. It's up right now, which means you can freely use the hydraulic system to lift the jack, but if you place it like this in a down position, it's going to lock into place like it just did. This makes moving it around so much easier. You're able to lift up the back like I just did there and be able to move it around. And for transportation, this is how they ask you to leave it, but just undo that. It goes right back up. It was a great feature. Now, the other big thing about the Badland Jack is it really is, by what I've heard, almost an exact copy of the Pro Eagle. Now, I'd never had a Pro Eagle. I've looked at the, specs on it, and yeah, it's very similar. Maybe there's some internal things that are different, but the price is the biggest thing. This is usually around 319 bucks and change. The Pro Eagle is around $599 and change. This, they had, like, when I bought it, it was on sale, like a 20% discount on all Badland items. So the Jack, I think, was considered one of them. So I got it at 20% off, which is about $63, which then gets it down, into the mid twos, which is right up there with the Daytona Jacks and all that, the really nice ones. So this one made a lot more sense for us just with the Bronco. And if we take it off-road, taking the Jack with us. So that was a couple features there I wanted to go over. The other thing is, this thing is a beast. And by beast, I mean it weighs a lot. This is not something you're easily going to just walk around with. Pushing it around is not a big deal. I mean, these wheels really do well traveling over concrete and through the grass and that. But to lift this, it's a lot of weight. I mean, this is all steel. There are some aluminum parts on it as well, I'm pretty sure. But the other thing I wanted to show you was the skid plate. Let me flip this over and show you. All right, like I said, we did a video of this about a week ago or a little bit less than. I'll post a link up top over here to go to that video just to show you the specs on it and that. But we talked about the skid plate. Hopefully you can hear that. It is super thin. I mean, it does wrap around to right up here below the Badland. It does give you a flat surface, so if you're in sand and that, if this does start to sink down, hopefully this will be in the surface area to keep it from sinking any further. But if you drop it on a rock, I'm pretty sure it might go right through this. It's pretty thin. I'd say it's probably about maybe a 1/16 of an inch thick, if that. But it's not there to protect your vehicle like a skid plate is. I mean, they do call it a skid plate, but it is not gonna stop anything from puncturing through at a good velocity. So just something I wanted to go over there with you as well about the skid plate. Now, another thing I had heard after posting our video on one of our Facebook groups was that he couldn't lift his Jeep with this Jack. And a lot of people were saying, well, it should have been able to do it just no problem. He goes, well, when I tried to lift it from the rear differential, it wouldn't do it. One of the guys did point out that you may want to check your fluid level and make sure it's full. That is your oil fill there. And right here on the side, they actually give you instructions on how to do your bleeding of the pump itself. So if you get one of these and it's not full, or you can't lift for some other reason, make sure first that this is all the way tight clockwise. So you want to make sure that valve is shut. And then if you still can't lift and it's kind of bleeding off to where it can't lift it high enough, I would suggest checking to make sure that your fluid levels are topped off. Now, another really cool thing about this is they do give you the hex head or Allen wrench here. It's got this little spring-loaded piece here that keeps it from sliding out, just kind of presses it up against the body of the Jack itself, but slides right out. And this is used for the pins that actually give you your extension here on the pad. So it's really cool that they have that there for you as well. Some of the other cool features of this is obviously we talked about this pad. You want to make sure that in the video I showed you how these line up. Now you might see just these holes here. Well, that's not really lined up. It goes all the way through the pad into the metal pad below this. So you want to make sure it's lined up and then drop them down in there to tighten them down. Just wanted to kind of share that with you as well. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you found it informative about some of the features of the Badland Jack and how to assemble it pretty quickly and easily. Also, If you're not a subscriber yet, we'd love for you to be a subscriber, so hit that subscribe button down below. Share and like this video so others can see it. Maybe this information will help them out as well. But as always, we appreciate you watching. We've got upcoming videos on more tips and tricks that we find on our Bronco that may help you, and some more reviews of tools and things that we use on our Bronco build that may be something you'd be interested in. So, as always, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye.